start today's video a little bit differently. The mobile food pantries have given me like 1 or 2 minutes worth of footage, and I don't know, I'm just weird about uploading footage like that. It's almost like a short, not really a video. So with what I'm going to share with you here is on Tuesday I tried to kind of go through the fridge, make sure that things get used up and get prepped up. If there's anything that needs prepping, we can kind of get that done. In my back fridge, I have an extra fridge. We got it for free when somebody was cleaning out their house and needed lots of TLC to get it up into shape. But I kind of put the overflow in there, and then when food pantry comes around, we have a kind of place to put a lot of the food that comes. So in the back fridge I had several small heads of cabbage. So they've been in there for I think 3 months. So they last a long time. Like all I had to do is peel off 3 or 4 layers. Pretty basic. And then we can turn them into different meals. Well, it was time to turn them into different meals. So in this video I'm going to share with you making some sauerkraut. I'm going to make some sauerkraut, and then if there's still extra heads of lettuce, then we will turn them into a couple of different meals or even one meal. So we'll start with there, and then we'll get into the mobile food pantry haul. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I got a comment yesterday on my other video asking if the reason I do the food pantries like this is just to have content. I have given several videos that kind of show how we're living small and living frugally, and my hope is that I enjoy others out there that are a similar predicament. I think it is possible. It just gets a little tedious at times and definitely a lot of hard work, but it is possible. The peaches have nothing to do with the cabbage or coleslaw here. I just needed to open that for a kid of mine. Okay, so I have all the cabbage shredded up, and I'm doing this the way that my husband does it. And I just add, for every half head of cabbage, about 1 teaspoon of salt. And then he uses his hands to really like crush it and try to release the juice. Because these are older cabbage, I will need to add water to it, which I will share with you in just a second. But I did do exactly what he did, and now it is fermenting on the countertop, and it will need to sit out for at least 2 weeks, because we're in colder weather, sometimes 3, before it makes a really good sauerkraut. This is another thing that my husband does. We use a Pyrex bowl with some water in it as a weight. And then I just set my plate on top. I'm actually going to flip it around here in a minute when I realize, wait, that's not the right way. The crock is actually the bottom of a broken crock pot. We found it at a thrift store, and it's been working really great for this project here. With the rest of the cabbage, I'm just going to chop it up, and then I'll put it in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to use them for a couple of different meals. I'll use one for egg roll in a bowl, and I think another one I will use for kielbasa, potatoes, and cabbage, and that's how I'll use up the rest of the cabbage from the food trucks. Okay, so we got the sauerkraut going, and then about a head and a half, because they were smaller heads, I portioned out into 2 meals. One will be egg roll in a bowl, and one is going to be cabbage, potato, and sausage. And I'm going to just go quickly assess everything. I'm very tired, so I think I'm just gonna stop for tonight. I normally would try to do a couple more projects, but yeah, this will be it for tonight, I think. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow with what we get from the mobile food pantry. Hello, welcome to another mobile food pantry haul. In the description box below, there is a video for all the new viewers that kind of goes into more detail about this. So any questions that would come up, how many how this works, all of that. You can check that description box below, watch the video, blah blah blah. Okay, so my sister was with me today, so that means 2 adults in the vehicles. We got 2 portions, plus the older couple that gave us their 2 portions. Again, check the description box to understand all of that. So today we got 2 bags of broccoli. There were 4 bags of celery. The older couple kept what they wanted, which was one of those. There is a thing of mushrooms here, 2 cauliflowers, 6 Flavor Bomb cherry tomatoes, and the older couple kept 1. I think that's all they kept, but I don't remember. I'm kind of out of it right now. So and the only reason I mention this is not that I'm complaining. I mention it because when you try to figure out portion size, it's kind of difficult to tell sometimes when there's maybe like an uneven amount. So it's the only reason why I mention it. There is a ton of chocolate milks. So there's 12 here, and the kid had already opened one. So 13 quarts of chocolate milk. Again, I share with my church. That video goes through everything, so there's plenty to share there. There are 12 bags of this vegetable medley, and then a bunch of grapes. So I don't know how many bags, but I am assuming between 6 and 8 bags. Now I like to kind of share what you can do with this if you're trying to make this work for your family. Obviously this is not enough for meals for an entire week. So I just like to share different things that you can do. For example, I need to kind of go through this, pick through it, and use this today. Last night I chopped up some cabbage, that's going to be part of this video, to make egg roll in a bowl, and I pulled out a thing of pork, and I'm going to do egg roll in a bowl with this and the ground pork and the cabbage that I've collected previously. Did I mention this? There was also a gallon of 0% milk that the older couple gave me, and I think this is from yesterday's food truck, but that might also have been from something they don't want either. I don't know. Anyway, so we can make egg roll in a bowl today with that. Cauliflower, you can do cauliflower soup, which is like a baked potato soup. If you kind of wanted to stretch it, you could also do it as a side easily. There's also twice baked cauliflower, which is something my family really enjoys. This is all. This celery is kind of on its last leg. My husband really enjoys celery juice, so I was actually really excited to get these because I will actually juice this up for him. So that's where that will go, and my son really likes it when I make when I do the juicing too. So I'm sure between my husband and my son they will get that. 2 bags of broccoli. Again, my sister will probably take a couple of heads, and that will leave us probably 3 nights worth of broccoli for a side dish for dinner, which will be fantastic. With these tomatoes, what's not taken, I will probably roast and then just turn them into a sauce that I'll use in the freezer somehow. I'll put it in the freezer and then we'll use it later on in some kind of dish. I did that, and then this is lunch. This is a roasted cherry tomato soup. So I have that just ready to go for lunch. And I did that with all the cherry tomatoes so that they didn't go to waste. So I could do that again. How I made that one is I just roasted all of these in a oven at 450. It's just simple. I roasted it with 1 onion and some cloves of garlic, and then I blended it all up, poured it into mason jars, and stuck it in the freezer. And then when I was ready to do something with it, pull it out and do what I can with it. So that's something that can be done with these. Obviously you can put them on salads. I don't have any salad greens. yeah, if you want to leave your suggestions down below, check the comments. A lot of times people leave some suggestions, so even if I don't have anything suggested, maybe something has been that you could end up using that would help you out. And then again, I'm weird. I actually do not like to roast these all together because the cauliflower needs a little bit longer than the broccoli, and then the carrots, it just doesn't seem to roast properly. So I actually go in and I separate mine. I'll pull the carrots out and the kids can have those as a snack. I'll cook the broccoli as a side and cauliflower as a side. But I actually don't really like to roast these together. I just don't think they cook right. But anyway, what my sisters and the ladies in the church don't want, that's probably what I'll do with that. And then I will probably be giving most of this away. Obviously, we have a quart out, and that'll be plenty for our family. Dairy isn't a really good thing for us to have, especially milk. Milk seems to be one of the harder ones, and then chocolate milk just has so much sugar that my kids go so crazy. So obviously their bodies cannot process it well. So we have the one that we'll do as a treat, but most of these will go to not family members, but family members and families in our church. Okay, so I think that kind of gives you an idea. I will see you next week. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.